This one's going to be focused on boundaries and a little bit more in depth of how I treated people. Basically off the bat, since I was overweight since middle school, since I wasn't thin, I thought that I had to be a people pleaser to kind of make up for it. Growing up, I was filling in kind of all the fat person stereotypes, like I was a class clown. I didn't go out of my way to be outspoken or kind of like step on toes or take things for myself. I basically allowed people to walk over me. I wasn't really in a clique growing up. I sort of gravitated to people who were against the grain, whether that be like breaking rules or just being like an outlier. After being around these people for a long time and actually becoming like close friends and getting close friendships, I dropped the majority of the role that I was playing. I kind of stepped into my own personality a little bit. I would say it was only like 20% of my genuine personality once I hit high school. But I started doing things that like naturally brought attention. Like I don't think I did anything that was like purely me until high school. I made a hoodie for our gaming clan and we wore those around high school. When I got to college and was like actually losing weight, I realized that a lot of my identity in the way that I acted was like how I would describe as symbol monkey vibes. This is basically like the nice guy trope. I would do things for people strictly because they asked. And I would always bend over backwards. And I thought I was being like a decent human being doing it, but like after I was reflecting, basically when I started losing weight, so I feel like honestly that I had a very unconscious role in my direction in life and my relationships and the way I acted, basically until sophomore year of college when I started losing weight. And I realized after going through like me being a good person, the things that I did for other people were almost always conditional. And if they weren't conditional, they were ego boosting. Like I felt good for helping people. And they were done with some sort of expectation of them reciprocating that. So basically I did things because I felt like they would owe me something afterwards, or it made me look virtuous. Throughout high school, that's how I acted. And to me now, like I know how fake it was. And it's just so creepy to me. Because I talked about the symbol monkey thing. It's because your face, you always have like one emotion. It's always you being pleasant and you show nothing else. So people are like, why don't you ever get angry? Like, why don't you ever enforce boundaries? I was never super moral. I just didn't have any leverage in negotiations or friendships. What I thought was virtue or me acting with morals was really purely cowardice. Once I became confident amongst a shitload of other positive things that I worked on myself, and a bulk of that just being me realizing what my true identity is, because growing up being at that weight, especially being at a heavy weight in 6th grade going up, so a lot of my personality was built and molded around being conscious of me being that weight and thinking that I had to act a certain way to make up for it. I was just like losing my mind, realizing how much of my personality and how much of my identity was actually not me at all in terms of like my major, my persona, my interests. The moment I realized that, almost all those things changed. So once I became confident and those personality changes actually came through, those authentic personality changes came through, all of the things that I did for other people, like let's say helping them with a burden that they like genuinely couldn't do on their own, I helped them out unconditionally. I didn't even think about what it looked like for me. I didn't think about if they owed me something afterwards. I just saw it now as like, okay, this person who I'm friends with, this person who I love needs my help. I'm gonna go help them. And that is night and day from what I thought it like helping people actually meant back in the day. I put on this good and resourceful guy persona when really I had nothing else to offer because of how I viewed myself, my self-worth, and the effort I put forth, because I didn't put that towards improving myself or becoming a person who people want to be around, coming from a genuine part of me. And the persona that I put out was all facade. After losing weight and completely changing my personality and how I treated others, helping people within the confines of my boundaries, it was always done unconditionally. And the funny part about all that is that my relationships became so much better after I enforced boundaries and after I helped them because they needed my help and not because it was self-serving. And if you're someone in this position right now, I can tell you that if people don't consciously pick up on it, I think you subconsciously leave a mark, like a weird vibe on people if you're not doing it genuinely. If this symbol monkey vibe thing resonated with you, I'll tell you that in my experience, I had to go back and figure out why I valued those things and why I act like that in the first place. And if you do the work and if you are able to face that shame, you will actually reach what is your genuine personality and your authentic self. That nice guy persona, those symbol monkey vibes, are not a natural mode of being. People are all about self-preservation. So because you're acting like that, because you're not enforcing boundaries, and because you seem to self-sacrifice at every point, people are going to pick up on subtle hints as to why you might be untrustworthy. And I thought I was late to the party, being a sophomore in college, figuring this stuff out. Like, I don't think I actually like became like a conscious human being until sophomore in college, when I always thought that I was. Regardless of how old you are, it's best to face those sort of suspect motivations as to why you help people and why you let people overstep your boundaries, because I can promise you it's not virtuous. So that's the video. Let me know if this was interesting or if this resonated with you in any way. Leave a like, subscribe, share it with a friend if they might be interested. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.